All negotiation involves work, discovery, and here's the key word, taking risks. Taking risks. The person willing to suffer uncertainty has a better chance to tip the balance of power in their favor than those less bold. Negotiation is risky. It's all risky. It's all risk-taking. I could have you in a room with me for 4 days teaching you all the tactics and strategies of negotiation, and everything I would teach you would be risky. Nothing is ever going to work 100% of the time. If you're willing to take some risk when you negotiate, you gain leverage in that negotiation because most people are not willing to take risk. And one of the biggest risks you can take in a negotiation is aiming high. Again, I said I've had about 12 to 15,000 people who I've critiqued and coached during their negotiation, and the biggest thing that I see is that people just don't aim high enough. They don't set their targets high enough. So if you are going to take the risk of anchoring, taking the risk of setting high targets, being the first one out of the gate to set that reference point, you got to have a good reason. You can't just say, I want $1,000 or $100,000 and not give a reason or argument why you're setting your target at $1,000. Always give a reason. Here's the thing that people do wrong. They dilute their arguments. So we generally put our strongest argument first. This is the reason why I want $100,000. Here's the reason, okay? And then, but here's another reason, and here's another reason, and here's another reason, and here's another reason. We usually put our strongest argument first, but then everything that we say thereafter, every argument or reason that we say thereafter, winds up diluting the strength of our most powerful argument. We feel that there's like a strength in numbers, that if we want to persuade somebody, we need to kind of throw everything at them, inundate them with all our brilliance, and then they'll be persuaded. But what we do is we push them away. What you're also doing when you give more than 1 or 2 or 3 arguments is that you're giving your buyer or the other party the possibility of finding holes in your weakest argument. Well, hold on a second. I know you said number 1, that was your most powerful argument, but number 2 is not a great argument. And they'll start finding holes in that. And usually the last thing that they'll remember is the last thing that someone says. And usually the last thing that we say is our weakest argument. So when we give some sort of an explanation or reason for the positions that we're setting in a negotiation, I want $100,000, just use one argument only. One thing only. That's it. Pick a lane and stick to that lane, one thing only. And if it doesn't work, then move on to your second strongest argument.